In this video, everything you need to know in details how to replace the spark plugs on Volvo. Let's get started. First, before replacing spark plugs, make sure your engine is cold. Never remove the spark plugs when engine is hot. You're risking to pull the threads. Yeah, my engine is cold and we're ready to get started. Under the hood we have gasoline turbocharged V70 reliable, beautiful engine made in Sweden. This is a dinosaur. Means it's 5 cylinders, 2.4 liters displacement and 4 valves per cylinder. Yeah, 20 valves. Yeah, let's get to the spark plugs. Okay, removing the upper covers and get access to the coils. I always like to blow all debris, all dirt, all whatever build up on top of the engine. And as you can see here, we have quite a bit of rodents activities. Pack rats poop, not much, but quite a bit. Disgusting. Yeah, that's a pack rats. Try to make a nest under the hood. And right here we have some pine cones. Yeah, let's blow it up. Won't breathe that stuff, and yeah, we'll start disassembling. That is plastic. Okay. All right, much better now. Let's put our air wong side. Yeah, try not to breathe that dust. It's contaminated and toxic. If you breathe the pack rat droppings and feces, you might get sick. Okay, yeah, we're clean, we're good. And first step, I'm going to remove the intercooler piping because it's covering our upper plastic coils plug cover. Then we will remove this front portion and the side cover as well. Yeah, let's get this. Spark plugs were changed at 271,467 kilometers. Yeah, that's good to know. Keep all records. Okay, socket or wrench to remove intercooler pipe holding screw on the bottom down to the intercooler. One more holding screw, and we're going to use T25 Torx screwdriver to loose the hose clamp on the bottom. Out, nice and easy. As you can see, just tighten a wire and pull it and hold it back. Yeah, less things we have to take it off means less things we have to put it back together. It saves the time. Now we have tons of room. If this video is helpful, informational, educational, interesting to watch, please put a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Very appreciated that. Next, we're going to remove the plastic coil covers. We need T35 hex socket. Make sure you have a good grip on a screw. You don't want to strip the edges. If it's any dirt or debris inside the slot, clean it up. All right, okay, all of them are removed. I like to keep all my fasteners on a magnetic tray. There's a couple metal retaining clips. Just push them out like that. One on the back, one on the front. And this cover popped. There we go. One. This is the front. More over here. Nice and easy. Beautiful design. With the wiring harness, as you can see, it deteriorated. This plastic loom over time. It just, as you can see, it just dried up and became brittle. Yeah, but we don't have any broken wires, no oil leaks so far. It looks nice and dry and clean for high mileage engine. And yeah, we'll have a little bit oil sitting in the cavity. There's a PCV line from the canister. And yeah, overall looks pretty nice and clean. A little bit of debris, and yeah, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coils, and I see one coil is not a Volvo original one. Not a big of a deal. It works. Vehicle runs good. Yeah, let's blow all the debris out before going any further. We don't want any contaminations, any dirt getting inside the spark plug wells. Okay, let's blow it out. Okay, always start clean. Do the best job as you can. All right. I'm going to do one cylinder at a time. Yeah, we'll do number 1, get everything done, then move to number 2, get 2 done, and then go so on to up number 5. As a retainer clip, just push it down like that. Make sure it unlocks. Take your time, don't force it. Make sure it unlocks all the way up, and you can pull it out. It's inspected weather seal, nice and clean. No any moisture intrusion, burn terminals. Yeah, 10mm bolt holding the coil down to the cylinder head. Over here, we're going to remove that. Here we go. Bolt is removed. Let's pull it out. Remove the coil. It should come out. Grab it like that and pull it out. Nice and clean. No any moisture, dirt, water inside the spark plug well. Everything looks nice. No any burning marks, oxidation, corrosion. Yeah, as you can see, contact spring looks good, but no cracks, no any burning marks. Coil looks just fine. Yeah, it's original coil. We'll keep it. Okay, this number 1. Before removing the spark plug, I always like to go with the air wong and blow the what possible the dirt and road grind and dust can get in. That we know when we'll crack it, the spark plug, nothing will get down into the cylinder. Okay. According to the Haynes Volvo owner's shop manual, spark plugs should be replaced every 30,000 miles or 48,000 kilometers or 3 years. As a replacement part, I'm going to use Autolite spark plugs, platinum, part number AP3923. All right, before pulling the spark plug out, we're going to check the spark plug gap. They all came preset, but always check. And according to the volvoforum.org.uk, unfortunately this book didn't provide any specifications. Well, it's a nice manual, but not very detailed. Spark plug gap should be 0.028 on an inch. Okay, let's check the gap, make sure it's in specs. And gap is, as you can see, let me zoom a little bit. There we go. And our gap is 0.040, 43, 44. Too big. We have to bring it down to 28. That's what we want. See? Too big of a gap. Very important. We're going to adjust it. Here's a right way to adjust the spark plug gap using a spark plug measuring and adjustment tool. This is one PT Tools, very basic. You can get them for a few dollars from any automotive store. If gap is too big, we have to carefully push on an outer electrode. Make sure you won't damage the insulator and inner electrode tip, especially on platinum spark plugs. Yeah, we have to press it down to shorten the gap, make it smaller. if gap is too big, you have to pry the outer electrode out. We're using this drill hole with the outer edge. Stuff your outer electrode in like that. Same way as you open a can, you just pry it outwards and it will enlarge in the gap. Okay, I have to push it. What I do, I just place the gauge against my palm and just push it like that because it can be hard. Just like that. Here we go. I'm not going to push too much for the first time, and we're down to 34. Okay, it's much better. I have to go to 28. Okay, a little bit more. Something like that. Let's check. 31. A little bit more. Put it in the center of the palm and press it. You can push on the spark plug with the adjustment tool, but it's a little bit harder to control the force when you have it centered and stable. It's much easier. Okay, now we're too far down, too tight. I'm going to pry a little bit out like that. Okay, open it up, see where we're at. Okay, where are we at? 27. Okay, 25. I guess something close, a little bit more. Let's get in the money. There we go. 20. 28. Yeah, that's a sweet spot. Be careful not to pry against the central electrode and insulator because it will get cracked, damaged, and spark plug will get wasted, or if that insulator will get cracked and drop inside the cylinder, will cause the engine damage. Yeah, do it very carefully. And yeah, we're on the money. 0.028. Sweet. Okay, good. 5/8 spark plug socket with a rubber insert. 3/8 ratchet with extension. Let's just get a socket on the plug. Make sure it fits snugly, grabs. And yeah, let's break this one loose and take it out. It's coming out nicely. It's not binding. There we go. I'm going to mark a spark plug number 1. Yeah, spark plug is marked. Then when we'll get the rest of the spark plugs out, we can do the detailed visual inspection, which will tell us quite a bit about the engine overall condition. Yeah, so far spark plug looks nice and clean. A little bit of soot around outer edge. Inner electrode insulator and electrode looks nice and dry. Looks reddish yellow brick dry color. Overall, so far so good. I'll put this one aside and we'll get to them later. Okay, our spark plug number 1 is ready. We adjusted the gap, it's ready to go in. For the installation, we need a chunk of 3/8 rubber hose. Just feed the spark plugs in like that. Make sure we can thread it spark plugs carefully by hand without ratchet. We don't want to go cross threading. Next, I'm going to apply very light coat of a copper high temperature anti-seize to the spark plug threads. Very little, like that. Don't need much. With a brush, spread it. Make sure make sure you won't get any anti-seize on an insulator or electrode. Just spread it with a brush. Prevents a spark plug for seizing up and get glued to the aluminum cylinder head threads. might happen after a long period of time and too many heat cycles. All right, I'm going to start a spark plug fuse threads by hand. That's why we're using this hose. Get spark plug down in a well and turn it like that. You can feel it. It's going on a thread. It's not cross-threading. You have a feeling, and you keep going until you feel the resistance, and this hose will start slipping on the spark plug like that. As you can see, it's slipping. Then you just pull the hose up. Here we go. And let's check how it looks like. There we go. It's all the way down in a well, and it's seated. Now we have to go tighten it with a ratchet. Yeah. Okay, for the torque specs, first we have to know what kind of spark plugs are we using. And we have two main types usually: tapered seal, gasketless spark plugs, and gasket seal. We have a gasket seal over here, as you can see. This is a crash gasket seal. It's not tapered spark plug. And according to the Autolite specifications, we have to turn this spark plug gasket seal after finger tight 1/4 to half a turn. Yeah, this is the one. Here's the gasket. It's not tapered. That's what we're going to do. 1/4 to half turn after finger tight. Okay, that's great. Do it right. Nothing takes longer than same job you have to do twice. I'm going to switch to a regular deep 5/8 socket. We don't need a spark plug socket. Sometimes that rubber seal gets stuck on top of the spark plugs and pulls off the socket. Yeah, this socket made for pulling the spark plug out when you remove it. 5/8 perfect. Let's get it down. As you can see, spark plug is already sitting tight. We tied it with a hose, and then we have to go, as you remember, 1/4 to a half a turn. Okay, let's set up our ratchet to the proper spec. Okay, looking straight, 1/4, a half. Okay, and remember, this is aluminum head. Be very careful. It's easy to strip. Okay, you feel the resistance, how it's going. 1/4. I will go. That's enough. Perfect. Awesome. All right. 3/8, something like that. Plug is in, torqued. Let's put our coil back. Just make sure it's started over the tip of the spark plug. Just put it like that. Wiggle a little bit and press it in. Then you align the ear on a spark plug coil bracket, and then you put a retaining bolt. Start it by hand. It's pretty nice and easy. Then we can switch to our ratchet. 1/4-inch ratchet. Let's tighten a retaining spark plug coil bolt. Stopped, and then you just go like 1/4, 1/8. Yeah, tight. Let's put our connector back. All right, here we go. Click in place, tight. Number 1. Awesome. All right. Yeah, number 1 is done. Number 1. Here we go. Spark plug number 1 is replaced, and I'm going to replace in the same manner, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. All 5 spark plugs are replaced, coils back in its original place, connectors are connected, everything's intact. And here's a very important tip and a thing to watch, because you can see here's a valley where the coils leave, and you have a humps. Make sure all coil wires are deep in the valleys. Very, very important. And you can pinch the wire, you even can cut with the bolt through the insulation and get wire shorted to the ground. Cause multiple issues, it happens, very common thing. Make sure all wires down in the valley, especially here, like that. It can get even pinched with the threads if you don't pay attention. Before putting a plastic cover back, checked, make sure all electrical connectors are snugged, locked in place, everything's intact, wires in the valleys, nothing over the humps. And yeah, then we're ready to put our plastic covers back, connect into cooler pipe, and yeah, start the engine. We're ready to fire up the engine. Let's do that, and yeah, see how it runs. All right, okay, crank engine over. Okay, engine light is on for some reasons, but this is not our concern at the moment. And see how it's running. Do we have any misfire, shaking, vibrating? No. Engine is purring like a kitten. Keep your old reliable Volvo on the road, and this vehicle, if you take care of it, won't ever let you down. Awesome. Nice. Alright, new spark plugs are in. Spark plugs, I just replaced it. 342,513 kilometers. This is date. Yeah, we're all good. I'll take a vehicle for a spin, see how it runs. Thank you so much, guys, for your time watching this video. Appreciated that. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, critiques, suggestions, put everything down in the comment section below under the video. Yeah, all right, and we're driving. Yeah, I love this Volvo. 23 years old Volvo is running great. I'm pretty happy with the tune-up. Spark plugs replaced. Yeah, we'll take care of this Volvo, and this Volvo should stay on the road for another decade. Yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and see you next one. Bye bye. Here we go. We have 5 spark plugs just removed from our Volvo, and as you can see here, they're all auto light. Auto light, same same part number, AP3923, and yeah, 3923 AP. Seems like they came from the different batch. You see, cylinder number 1 and 2 had a auto light spark plugs, same part number, without black stripes. But those ones are, yeah, sounds slightly different, but the same product. None of the spark plugs have any mechanical damage. They all just have a regular wear for the 70,000 kilometers. All spark plugs from number 1 up to number 5, they have a same red brick light brown color. This Volvo doesn't burn any oil, never had any issues with the engine performance. Yeah, and vehicle with 350,000 kilometers almost still runs like a clock. Yeah, all spark plugs are looking the same. No any electrode damage, central insulator, no mechanical issues. All that light oily deposit on the threads, that's from anti-seized fluid applied to the threads. Yeah, spark plugs are looking good. Yeah, it tells us the engine is in good, healthy condition, and we'll keep it that way. Yeah, Autolite, great brand. They were good, those spark plugs, and never had any problems. Yeah.